All right. So what's up? What's up, everyone? Welcome to Culture Conversations, presented to you by As the Culture Turns. On today's episode, we will discuss the culture of relationships, such as gender roles in a relationship, traditional relationships, and much more. But before we get started, allow us to introduce ourselves. So I'll start. My name is Jameer,
My name is Naya.
My name is Amir.
and that's Shanae. You
All
should,
right, go ahead.
yeah, we're gonna keep going. All right, so Shanae having some connection issues right now, so she'll probably hop back in and she could introduce herself. All right, you all. So let's get started. So on our first topic, which will be gender roles, at one point men paid all the bills and women did all the cooking and cleaning. In
Mhm.
today's climate, women are twice as employed as their male counterparts and financially providing equally or more than their male counterparts. So I'm gonna start with you, Naya. With gender roles, are those roles still relevant in today's time? And let me give you an example. Should men still be expected to be the sole provider while women take care of the home?
Oh, okay. So, for my opinion, I do kind of think that men should be providers, but I also feel like women should be able to provide for themselves, just in case your man can't make the bills. If your man don't have it, if your man get fired, if your man go bankrupt, whatever the case may be, I feel like your woman should still have money. But even though the man does have money and the female has money, I do feel like women still should, make pay. I mean, still pay some stuff. I'm not saying go half on certain bills, but all right, babe, you take this bill, I take this bill. I think that we still should make it easy for men because at the end of the day, it's still hard for men out here as well. You know what I mean? So I think that okay. If I had it my way, if I could have someone to take care of everything, of course a woman would want that. But at the same time, to make things easier on a man, because you do want to spend that quality time with a man, you do want your man to come home. You don't want your man to be stressed out, like all he do is work, 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 work. So I feel like women should break bread too. That's just
Fact.
my opinion.
All right, I like that. All right, how about you, Amir? How do
I
you think about
mean,
that?
I'm gonna piggyback off of what Naya said. Basically, like if I'm in a position to where I can take care of everything, all right, fine. But if I'm not, then she should be able to step up and, pick up the slack where I can't take care of everything at.
I
So
agree.
it's pretty much like basically like it's like basically you gotta be like a 50-50 relationship. You can't just depend on the man to take care of all the financial things in the
Mhm.
relationship, and then you just making sure the house is kept up and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, like nobody gonna be able to take care of things financially or be the same. Nobody gonna be doing the same this month that they was doing last month, and so forth or whatever. So like things change in people's life or whatever. So you're not gonna be able to ever like upkeep everything financially. So like you will need
Right.
help from
Right.
your
Things
partner.
actually happen. So
Mm-hmm.
you might not always have it. So I agree.
All right, Shanae, you with us, Shanae?
Yes, I'm with you guys
All right, kind of choppy, but I want
for
to ask you
sure.
the same question. All right, so on gender roles, should men still be expected to be the sole provider while women take care of the home? What are your thoughts on gender roles in today's climate?
I think that the gender roles aren't relevant, and the only reason why they aren't relevant today is because they evolved. Because it's modern times. So the average day woman is not the same woman from 1930s. We're more independent. We work. We can ask men out on a date if we want to. So no, I don't think that the roles are relevant. I think that it's a game changer, and I think that women and men have the equal opportunity to hold their own in a relationship.
All right,
I think too
okay.
much to ask
Um,
too much from a
we
man.
we heard you, but you're still kind of choppy. But I heard everything you said.
I
So
agree
while
with
I go, yeah. So while I go, just try to fix your connection and everything. But I definitely want to piggyback off of everything y'all said.
Okay.
Because I do agree. I do feel as though that gender roles or traditional roles, I should say, is definitely something of the past. Because again, like y'all said, 1930s or in the early 1900s, women were not allowed to work, so men were the sole providers. But now I do believe that it should be at least 50-50, or
that.
whatever the relationship is based upon of. Like if the man is able to do that, to provide financially without killing him mentally, then I see no wrong with that. If a woman wants to be the sole provider and the man is a stay-at-home dad, I don't see nothing wrong with that. I personally do agree with that. We should allow everyone relationship to work for them. So I don't think it's never a right or wrong answer, but I do think that putting those roles on people can be stressful because there were times where I felt like I had to be the sole provider, and what it was doing to me mentally, it was killing me. So for me, I try not to be traditional, but try to be more realistic and modern because again, times change.
Yeah,
There are more women working and providing equally as their male counterparts or more. So we cannot keep up old traditions when the times is constantly changing.
Right.
definitely. I definitely agree with that. And Shanae's
Facts.
right. What Shanae did say is right because now that there's equal rights and women can work before, like you said, women couldn't work. So men had to do everything. Men had to provide. Men had to be that sole provider. But now it's like it's not like that no more. So we got the same rights. So it's
Facts.
there. And I also think because we do that because the fact that I don't want nobody to say they did something for me. Although I do want my man to take care of me, but I don't want nobody to be like, well, I did this and you need me and you need I don't want that. So I feel like that's another reason why women stepped up. Like nobody want to hear that. You need me.
Yeah. But then even then to take it back to like what I said, like at one point y'all were not allowed to work. You feel me?
Right.
So
Right.
with it being more of y'all taking care of everything, it's like it should be equal. It could be
Mhm.
more, but then again, it just takes us back that the times is changing. So what once was doesn't mean that still is today. You feel me?
Yes.
Right.
Nah,
Yes.
definitely. So for the next one, you with us, Shanae? You with us?
Yes.
All right, that's good. All right, so next, I want to touch on traditional relationships, and let me break that down. So, traditional relationships used to consist of one girl and one guy, which
Mhm.
was the norm. But nowadays, we have LGBTQ plus relationships, which are same sex, polygamy, and polyamory, which are examples of open relationships, which consist of more than two people. Do you feel like you could be in a relationship where there are more than two people? Or do you want the traditional monogamous relationship with just you and your significant other? I'll start with you, Naya.
I'm laughing because while you talk, I'm like, yeah, right. Of course, for me, it has to be traditional for many reasons. But one, I'm selfish. I cannot share anything. I can't get in the bed with another female and my man is giving her more attention because she's been more sexual to me than me, or cooking better than me, or doing something better than me. It can't happen. It can't happen. So definitely, I would definitely be traditional. I can't even picture and think about my man laying next to another woman or even touching another woman and me being involved at all. So it's a no for me. I definitely have to stick with the traditional. Just me. Everything's about me. I need him. I need everything to be about me. It's no way that I can be with a man and it's about me and somebody else. I just can't do it. I'm sorry.
Right.
Some people can, but I can't. Especially because the fact that if it is another woman in the relationship, that's what the man is going to expect you just to be with him, and you can't see other people because that's how men rule. So no, it's a no for me.
All right, now I want to no, I love your opinion on that. So I want to show you because you did say that sometimes men will want just you to deal with them. So the difference between the what I say right here is
Polygamy.
the polygamy and polyamory. So polyamory is that y'all both are allowed to date outside the
Oh
relationship.
no. Even if that was an option, I just want my man, so I wouldn't do it.
I get
I
it.
don't want to. I can't share my. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to share him, and I don't want to have to share my body with him and another man. I don't want that. I just prefer to be with one man, be solid to him, and be faithful to him. That's just how I rock.
All right, that's good. All right, so now I'm gonna definitely kick it off to my bro because I
And
want
that's
to hear your take
it
on it.
depends on who the second person is. Is it a celebrity? It's like, no, I'm just kidding.
So let me go to Amir. So what are your opinion? What's your opinion on that? Because
I
we probably got a
mean,
different one than a female. So what's your
No,
opinion?
I'm saying
I mean,
something.
I'm on both sides. Basically, I can see myself in a polygamy relationship. I mean, like, it's two females at the end of the day. So, like, who wouldn't want to do that? Whatever. Like, not who wouldn't, but what male wouldn't want to do that? Basically, so I can see myself doing that. But me personally, I would rather go traditional, whatever, because two females would be a lot to handle.
Can I say
It's
something?
like if I buy this one something, I gotta buy that one the same thing, and it's like, nah, like I'm a little selfish myself, so I'd rather just deal with one female than two.
So let me say something to you, Oz, because I do know you're Muslim, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you know I grew up Muslim, and I saw those type of relationships where the man had two wives, and most of the time for me it was my female aunts who were
Hmm.
in these relationships and everything. So given your religion, was that preference for you? Like you did say that you don't see a man that could want two women. Is that something you want outside of the religion, or is it
I
something that
mean, nah, like I said, I would rather go traditional. Like I wouldn't
traditional?
want there with two females. Like if I'm just dealing with one female, I think that's better. I can just focus on her and me and her or whatever and what we got going on. And it's like it'll be like less headache than dealing with two females.
Mhm.
Two
All right,
different
so
female emotions and then them button heads and stuff like that. It's like nah,
Right.
like why deal with that when I can just like I just rather have one female and just deal with her and
Mhm.
just deal with
okay.
Mhm.
her.
All right, so I definitely want to piggyback off that, and I see you, Shanae. I'm gonna add you back. So for me, I definitely all right, so monogamy. I do think monogamous relationships can work. You feel me? Like I do think that was like the foundation of relationships. But I do think that the world is changing now where I'm not going to say monogamy is out of style because it's not. But I do feel like that in some relationships, monogamy is just y'all two. But people claim to be in monogamous relationships and they still step out on their other partner. You feel me? So
Mhm.
for me, I feel like my mind had opened up more because I have serious trust issues. I've cheated. I've been cheated on.
Right.
So for me,
Hmm.
the idea of polygamy or even polyamory, and let me explain polyamory. Whereas, for me, I don't want to feel like I have to belong to somebody. You feel
Mhm.
me? And I don't want to feel like she has to belong to me. If we can have the relationship and it's like honesty, and you telling me head on, like, listen, I still like other people. Then for me, I wouldn't mind the open relationship because again, if you're gonna do the shit behind my back, we might as well be in a polygamy, polyamorous relationship. Now, on the other end, I agree with what Amir said. It probably could be double the headache, and more stress on it. And I feel like people think getting into the polyamorous or polygamy relationships that's going to make the monogamous that's going to make it easier. But I really feel like it's going to multiply the monogamous relationship. So if you can't be in a relationship with one person, what make you think that you can make it work with two or three more people in it? You feel
I,
me?
I need to say something from what you said. Okay.
Like go.
Do you feel like that's only because you have those trust issues? But if you trust women, if you had better trust, if you could trust people, do you feel like you would still want to have it that way?
Um Now my ultimate goal, I would I still answer your question first. Yes, I do think so. However, I do feel like that again, I feel like everybody got a little bit of trust issues.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I wouldn't mind either way. Like I would prefer, of course, one person, you feel
Mm-hmm.
me, like one female to be in a relationship with, but it also take me back to where the times are evolving. Should we be deprived? And I don't want to say deprived, but for some people who get into monogamous relationships and they can't, stop messing with other people, should we have that conversation? You feel me? Like should at least be an option on the table for me. So I'm not opposed to it. I think that it can work and maybe a lot more relationships will be more successful because a lot of people say they want to be in monogamous relationships, but then they don't fulfill their monogamy duties as a woman or a man because men and women both cheat. I don't want to just put it on the man. So I
Yeah,
know for me,
they
I could
both
definitely
do
do that.
cheat. But I was thinking maybe you feel this way too because you know what you do. You know that you cheated before, so you feel like somebody's going to cheat on you. And I think a lot of men come into relationships like that because I feel like even in my own relationship, because what he did and what he do and how he thinks, he expect the female to be that way. If I do it, I can't put it past my girl that she probably gonna do the same shit. But that's not always the case. That's not always
Right.
the case. So I feel like because you do something, you feel like somebody else will do it. If I can do it, I know she can do it. You know what I mean? So I not saying your opinion is wrong. I just disagree. I feel like you would be a good husband and a good person
Me
to settle down
I
with.
do.
too.
I do too. But then again, do you know the phrase "nice guys finish last"? Like again,
Oh,
I did.
please.
I did everything that I was supposed to do in my last relationship. I provided. I took care of her and her son. And
That's
to
just
me,
because
it,
that
it
wasn't
was.
the right person.
I know, but it still got me to this mindset where
She fine.
now again I don't like I could see myself with monogamous relationships, but I did everything I was supposed to do and it still didn't work. So for me, I agree with you. I think I'd be a good husband and everything. But I'm again traditional. Like I feel like modernized things, like maybe that would be the new norm, maybe 10 years from now. But I do think that having the conversation and being honest with yourself about, exploring those possibilities as opposed to like lying and seeming as if you're going to be, faithful and you don't. And again, for me, it ain't even more so about me cheating because I did that, but more so of at that time I feel like it was never enough. You feel me? But I want to hear from you, Shanae, because you going in and out.
Well, I feel as though if it's not legal to marry more than one person, you shouldn't be in a relationship with more than one person. And that's just facts. I think that modern times do kind of get confused with like, okay, what's an apple is an apple. Like, even if you don't want to get religious, but one man, one woman, one person, a person, two people that love each other, or whatever the case may be. I just feel as though certain things should not. I think that we want to turn it into a freaknik, and it don't need to be a freaknik. Because it's people that's really want to get down with the get down. Like I agree with y'all, where it's like
then they don't need to be in a relationship, like you said.
Yeah, but be honest, because it's some people that is really like, I still believe in marriage. I believe that one person with one person. I just feel like no, that's just mixing. That's just mixing too much what we want. You know what I'm saying? It's like that for a reason. If your mama had two daddies, would you respect that? I'm just saying, like.
What you mean? What you mean she had two daddies?
And she was
like your mama had two husbands.
Listen, and that's what got me here.
With it, and they was cool with it.
Only one person got you here. The other man didn't.
But when you say it out loud, you see how that sounds.
Like to me, I don't know. Like to me, and I get it because they take me back to the Muslim relationships, and I probably know about this more. Like seeing my aunt having to share a man with another woman, that wasn't the issue for me. The issue was the power that he had a power trip, because Oz, that in a relationship the man got to say so. So right. If she wanted to come to simple things like family function, cookouts, and everything, he would really abuse his power and say no. So I know for me, it made me look at it differently because I saw how the woman in my family was treated. As the guy, it felt like, yeah, you feel me, you got the cake and you get to eat it too, but he wasn't fulfilling his roles. He wasn't, because in that you're supposed to financially take care of both households,
right?
Hold it down.
You're supposed to treat them the same.
And that's what I said. That's like if I buy one a Lexus, I gotta buy the other one the same Lexus.
I just feel like it only benefits men. I don't feel like this is a thing that it benefits women. I feel like that is something that benefits men. It just give them an excuse to have threesomes or to have sex with other women. I don't feel like that's a woman thing. Ain't no woman gonna say, you know what, I want my man. Well, some woman, I actually had an Uber driver not too long ago. She was like, I'm going to tell my husband to get another wife. I'm like, what? She's like, I'm Muslim because he too on me. He just too much on my back. I'm like,
and some women are thinking like that.
Never.
But guess what? She might want her eyes might be somewhere else.
She said it now, so our man pull up with that woman. Now it's a problem. But I feel like it only benefits men. I'm not sharing because I'm not sharing, and I'm not giving my body to another man while I'm with somebody else. That's just me.
So that's a good thing too, because it's like with modern times.
Man, I'm not breaking this.
I'm saying as modern times, do religion speed up with the modern times too? Because then
it should, but it don't.
But I'm just saying, so if the woman want to have more than one husband, she can't do that.
So let me take you to this. Let's take husband or step out of it. Let's say you with your significant other, and y'all trying to have a third person in the bedroom. You feel me?
Like third person in the bedroom.
So threesomes. Yeah. So would you ever be open to that? That's not necessarily a relationship, but that's having somebody else into the bedroom.
No.
I'm gonna ask you why. All right, so let me start.
I'll tell you why.
All right, let me start with you, Naya. So why?
Again, one, that's too many chemicals and juices mixing, and my stuff and her stuff. That's all kind of diseases and infections and everything. I don't know what you're carrying. I know what I have, and which is nothing. But I don't know what you're doing out in the streets. And you about to bring another female in the bed? That's a no. I can't imagine and sit there and watch another woman pleasuring my man. I cannot do it. It won't register. I won't process it. Nothing. It's just, again, it goes back. It's just for the man. But some women that's bisexual, I mean, I guess they're okay with it. Like, yeah, I want to bring another female in the bed, blah, blah, blah. She says that, but when he keep hitting her up on the side and texting her and giving her attention and showing up and not doing things for you that he's doing now for the new girl, then you're going to feel some type of way. But you're bisexual, so you was okay with it. When you open that door and allow something, a person always expects it. So I'm not opening that door in my relationship.
So you assume the guy going to cheat. So let me say this. Let me bring up Tiana Taylor in Iman. When she said they have threesomes, she bring up the idea. She initiated and everything. So for her, let's use her as an example. They seem to have a pretty successful marriage. You feel me? They seem like they real in love with each other, and it seems to work for them. So for her, when she was explaining it, she was saying that's more so her that want the threesome. So in her mind, she said she feel like the woman should initiate the threesome and bring up the threesome, not the man, because then she has the power because she was the one that wanted it. So and then I don't know their relationship. I don't know if he hit him up on the side or whatever. But to the public eye, it seemed as if that it's healthy for their relationship and it works for them. You know, so I do definitely think that.
I'm pretty sure. If I ask my man, hey, can we bring another female in here, or can someone join the bedroom with us? He's gonna be okay with that. And I will hope he'll say no, but I know he's gonna be like, hell yeah, like bring her in. But for me, no. Because if I say, babe, can you bring another man in the bed with us? He's gonna say no.
Yeah, what's up with that?
No, I'm not going for it. And even I don't want that. Let me just make that clear because I know this is gonna be out in the public. I don't want another man in the bed.
Yeah, I want that.
I just want me. But I'm just saying. Don't ask me nothing I can't ask you. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you. What about you, Shanae? And then we're gonna move on to the next part.
I totally agree. If I can't ask you, then I just feel like we just playing with too much stuff.
How do you want to ask?
A union is between two people, and I just feel like, you know, when it comes to the union, it's a union between two people. And how am I supposed to feel special? And you okay? All this, honey. All this, and you talking about you going to let somebody else hit this?
Right.
No.
Size.
And you want me? No.
Exactly.
I like my man's mean. So I just feel like I agree with Naya. I'm saying if I can't ask you to have another husband, then why you think it's okay to have another wife, girlfriend? Now, when you're not married, do what you please. Just be honest about it, please. But marriage is a whole other ball game. I just feel like I'm traditional. My parents is married. They've been married all my life. So that's my mindset. That's where I come from with it. Now, before you get married, you want to be nasty, go ahead, do what you want to do. Flip it, reverse it. But other than that, no.
Okay. All right. So Amir, any last words on that topic before we move on?
Just basically, if I'm in a relationship, it's not something that I'm gonna ask my girlfriend. If she asks me, then all right, that's different. And it might be like a birthday or something, or I don't know,
Martin Luther King Day,
something like that. But I'm not gonna ask it. I'm not gonna bring it up at all. Right.
Facts. Now I get that. And then for me, my final topic is on final saying on that one. Just do what makes you happy. Whatever. If having threesomes make you happy, if doing that stuff make you happy, let's do that. But I do want to take the stigma off that it will probably damage your relationship or you won't feel as special. You feel me? Maybe he and somebody else pussy. It's like, yeah, this shit ain't as good as my girls. Let me, keep it where it's at, which is at home. So sometimes you can literally have something with somebody else, but you can realize how much better you have it at home. So again, I just think that you should do what makes you happy for sure.
I just feel like ain't nobody me at the end of the day. Even if you go out and wander off and you do that, they're still not me. They're not. So it's like, okay, that's what you want to do. I'm not saying I'm okay with it because I'm not. I've raised hell with that cheating stuff, but at the same time, they're not me.
All right, so hold on to that because we gonna get deeper into it. All right, so next topic we're gonna talk about ride or die. You feel me? That phrase ride or die. So all right, so let me get this first. So being ride or die in relationships, and I'm gonna start with you, Naya. So we're gonna go in the order. Is that phrase healthy or toxic in today's time? And again, ride or die. Let me just give a scenario. Mm-hmm. Should you stick beside your partner to prove your loyalty? For example, sticking by somebody's side through infidelity, long prison terms, just because y'all have a kid together. Ride or die. In today's time, what do you think of that phrase? And are you ride or die? And what's your definition of ride or die?
I'm a head out. Say no. I'm playing. All right. So, I mean, I had all kinds of relationships. So I've been that woman who stood by a man who was in prison and that's still in prison. My ex-boyfriend, I think, got locked up when I was in 11th grade or something like that. And I'm about to be 30 now. And before I got in a relationship, I was still answering, still making those, still not being available, but still willing to answer. Oh, you need some money? Okay, I'll send it. You know what I'm saying? Because the fact that although we're still not together, I told you I was going to have to get back. So if your man goes to jail, I do feel like women should stay by them. But if that's their residence and they're there every year or something like that, and it's like, you know what, it's too much. You got to change your life. You got to do something differently. If a woman decides to step back, that doesn't mean that she's not ride or die. That means she's just choosing herself and her mental health. You get what I'm saying? It's like, this is too much. You home and then you just disappear. Now I got to juggle all the bills by myself. Now I got to raise the kids by myself. Now you're being selfish. You're being selfish because it's like you're making these decisions and not thinking about me and you're not thinking about the kids. But that doesn't mean that she hates you. That doesn't mean that she doesn't love you. And then people are like, man, I went to jail and she wasn't doing. All right, but when you went to jail the other 10 times, she was there for you. But this particular time, no. But for myself, I ride. I'm supportive. I do everything. Like, it's not nothing I won't do. Whatever I do for myself, I try to do for my partner. You get what I'm saying? I put myself first, but I'll try to do whatever I can do for them as well. I mean, to me, ride or die is more like, okay, we go out to dinner. You don't have it this time. I take care of it. You can't pay your car insurance this time. I take care of it. You don't got the money for your haircut. I'll take care of it. Things like that. You know what I mean? You're in a bad situation. I'll take care of it. You got, God forbid, you got an accident, a car accident, or you got shot. I'm the one cleaning your wounds. I'll take care of it. I'll do those different things. But just because I decide this time, like this is your 10th or 5th time getting locked up, I got to focus on me and the kids. That don't mean I'm about to go date other men. That means I got to hold the house down. I can't keep doing this because you're taking out my pockets. I got to keep sending you commissary. I got to keep doing this and doing that and doing that. And it's like, and it's not fair for little Jimmy because it ain't on there.
Not at all.
Little Rakeem. It ain't fair for him that you keep walking out his life. So I'm choosing me and I'm choosing our seed. But you should be there for your mate. You should be there for your mate.
All right. Okay, that's good. All right, so I'm gonna go down to Amir. What's your take on ride or die?
Me personally, I've been through it. So if I'm in jail, I don't want to be in a relationship. We can be cool and still talk and all that stuff every day, visits and whatever, if you want to come through. But I'm not looking to be in a relationship when I'm in jail because at the end of the day, your life's still moving on and I'm not there. So you still got your needs. And
Were you
I
in
ain't there
prison before?
lots of times.
So I'm sorry. I know he asked you a question. Do you feel that way because you went to jail and somebody didn't hold you down? Because you may find somebody that actually hold you down. I know women who
Had a
really
multi-
like myself.
It was a couple times. So I would say
I like the first answer.
no. I
he
just
gave,
feel
but-
like I'm cool.
Who,
Like
me or him?
yeah, I just feel like I'm cool once I get locked up. Like I don't want to be in a relationship no more.
All right, so I want to piggyback off you. Then I'm gonna get to you, Shanae, and I get it. I actually think that's a big mindset. You're probably, let's say you in a relationship, you'll probably be like kind of like what Naya was saying, like like you could be someone I talk to on the phone and shit like that and everything, but we don't have to be exclusive in a relationship because I know for me, you can tell me that you're not doing this, you can tell me that you're not doing that, but I feel like I'm gonna drive myself crazy in jail just thinking about
Those insecurities build up. Those
Let me say
insecurities.
this too. Nah, it's a mental thing. It's like I've been there, so it's like the smallest thing when you in jail. Like I call and you don't answer the phone. Something popping in my head. You doing this and that. Now I'm mad or whatever. Now my whole day fucked up in jail, and I'm just mad at the world or whatever. And you still out there living. It's like no, I don't want.
Because y'all kind of get selfish too in jail. I understand. I feel like
I mean, nah. It's like
I
just told you, it's a mind thing. You like jail.
Yeah, it is a mindset.
You in your cell like damn near the whole day. You around men 24/7. You around CEOs or people telling you what to do 24/7.
Some CEOs be giving
you
it up.
You can't do nothing you want to do or not really. Like if you
some of them, but go ahead.
It's like basically you're around men all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody telling you what to do. Somebody telling you when to wake up in the morning, when to eat, when to come outside or whatever. When to, not even to come outside because you don't really come outside. When to come out your cell. this little ass bathroom. It's probably not even bigger than your bathroom, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you got to sit in all day.
I understand.
And
I
then it's
get
like
what
little
you're
stuff will
saying.
happen. Little stuff will happen, they'll lock you down. It's like all this dumb stuff is just like a headache. So you don't even want to deal with a relationship while you're going through all that stuff.
Right.
I
Facts.
get it.
It's gonna put
Mentally,
more stress on you.
I understand.
yeah, facts. Mentally, it could definitely add more to it because, like he said, and then again, we've all, and then as men, and women, but I must use men right now. We've all seen those videos. As you probably seen it where, like you said, she don't hang up, she don't answer. Now you think she out there doing something. Where I saw videos of, girls ignoring their nigga phone call and they somewhere sucking dick. You feel me?
I
And
see
let's just keep it
videos like
100.
that
You
too.
feel me? So
Oh,
for
really?
me, I'm not going to put myself through that and everything. So I would rather be like, listen, hold me down, but that don't mean hold me down without opening your legs, but be there for me. You feel me? And then when we get out, we can revisit the relationship if it's
Right.
even still possible to have one. But I'm not about to dictate what you should be doing, because if you don't answer the phone call,
Mhm.
I'm like, well, what were you doing? And then I can't really confirm what you was doing. All I gotta do is believe what you say. And I've seen people who've been in relationships and then that girl did admit that a lot that they did cheat. So now they like literally fucked up in the head. So I know for me,
Right.
I'm gonna set you free because I don't want to dictate what you do, and I'm not even gonna ask what you did. You feel me? When I come
Right.
home, it's like what we doing now. You feel me?
Yeah.
But Sinead, let me let you jump in this. What's your opinion about being ride or die? Is it healthy, toxic in today's time, and are you ride or die?
No, it is not healthy in today's time. And yes, I am ride or die within reason. And this
For
is where you're gonna
sure.
have to hear me out. This is where you're gonna have to hear me out. See, as women, we were like psychologically like raised up in these past times to be sacrificial lambs, to just feel and think for everybody. I think for mental health wise in this day and age, that no, that's why I say I like what he said. Like if I get booked, yo, we breaking up because
I'm not leaving.
again, that's kind of like I don't even want to get that deep into trauma, but like if you think about like narcissist type, I'm sorry, I dealt with narcissists and manipulation. So not always like people will make you feel like you obligated. And if you would sit up there and say as a man, like, hey, I'm gonna let you go just because I'm putting you in an unhealthy relationship, like a unhealthy situation, then I feel like that part, no, I feel like that's not cool. I feel like just leave that alone in these days and times, and just be honest about the situation as well. Yes, you can be right, but it has to be worth it. Like, yeah, if you get locked up, that's different if we're already in a relationship. But if I'm just meeting you off the rip and I know you out here not doing right, that's the woman's choice as well. So I feel like people just gotta have accountability. And to be honest, if you want to accept that, that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But me personally, just because how my mental is, I'm not. No. I feel as though you should put yourself first. And when you're whole and you do what you're supposed to do, you're going to be everything that you need to be for that person if they're whole too. So,
Right.
So Jameer, when you asked that question for us, I automatically, and I shouldn't have did this. I automatically put my man in jail. I put myself in a
yeah,
situation.
I'm like, why you?
So is
That's
it like if
trauma.
we go to jail
Sis.
too? What's the choice that we would make, or is if our man go to jail? Because if my man go to jail, I'm riding. I ride for because at that time when he's in jail, it gives me time to work on myself, to work on any issues I have, to build that money up. Remember what Keisha did for Gucci when he was in jail? She got her money up. She stacked it up for when he came home. They was on. I want to be like her when he goes to, if God forbid he goes to jail, but if he goes to jail, I want to be like Keisha. I want to be stacking the bread and I want to be having my business booming. I want to do all these things. So when he come on, he got money in his pockets. And at the same time, I got money in my pockets. You get what I'm saying? But if I'm the person who goes to jail, I'm selfish. I'm not going to say, hey, babe, I think that we should just break up because no. But you better stay by me. I'm not playing. Send me my
It's
copy.
different for a female going to jail though. Like
All right, so let me hold on. I had to grab my.
I just wanted to tell
charger.
y'all real quick. I ain't want to break y'all up, but I just want y'all to realize the trauma of the situation. Jail is not okay. Jail is not
No,
a
it's
normal
not.
thing that should be happening, and we should try to break the cycle.
We should.
All right, so
with
let me
him
ask.
saying that, being honest, let's break up, and then let's see what's going on, because it's
You
just
ain't
not
going
healthy. I
nowhere.
don't condone it. I don't condone it. It's just not healthy for the man or the female. It's just not healthy.
Thanks. I agree with y'all. So let me get my take on it. So is ride or die toxic in today's time. So for me,
Yes.
I feel like the phrase again, like everything else, it need to be updated. Now, for me, ride or die, it's deeper than you just being there for me or whatever. It's like making sure that you're mentally healthy for me. So I
Yes.
want to ride and thrive together. You feel me? Whereas with us, like we helping each other elevate, like you were saying, like kind of with Keisha
I like Rod and
Kayor
Five.
and
That's what you
and Gucci
said.
Man. You feel me? Yeah, I want to ride and thrive. So my thing
That
is
was Gucci and her. That's me.
facts. But my thing is like, are you helping me elevate in life? You feel me? Am I
Yes.
pouring into you what you're pouring into me? You feel me? So for me, it's deeper than just proving your loyalty, but like, are you helping me grow as a person? You feel
Mhm.
me? Are you going to be
Yes.
on my ass and make sure that I'm being
Yes.
the higher power of myself that I can be, as opposed to just you feel me? I'm settling for me. You feel me?
Yes.
And the same on the opposite end. And then to even go into the whole female side of it, let's bring up Rima and Papoose. You feel me? He held her down. Now the
Yeah,
perception
he
is that
held her
most
down for
men
sure.
exactly, but then guess what? There's some people that believe he had to cheat at least once. He had to cheat at least once. We would never
Listen,
know that.
I'm not worried about that. He held her
Exactly.
down.
He held her down,
He held her
and
down.
exactly, and everything thrived. Now again,
I can't wait to see him.
it takes us back to every relationship is different based upon every relationship. You feel me? So there's never really no right answer for it. But for me, I believe in more so ride or thriving together. You feel me? I don't feel like I had to
I
die
like
with you.
that. I like
And
that.
I had to put up with shit because we got kids and shit
Right.
like that. That don't prove that I'm disloyal, because sometimes you gotta be loyal to yourself first. So for me,
Said you
this right
Yes.
here come first. And if you're not conducive to my mental, then I can't ride or die with you. You feel me?
Right.
Like that's just more so for me and everything. But I do feel like
Right.
it can be healthy for some people, but you shouldn't be expected to do something because if you don't really want to do it. You feel me? So if you want to
Yes.
ride or die, then that's up to you. But don't feel like because you have to, because again, there are people that say they're gonna do it, but they still out there doing them. So my thing is, be honest with me. I would rather
Yes.
that than to think that you're out there holding it down and the whole time you holding something else. You feel me?
Yes,
Yeah.
and we never know what
something
anybody
else.
is going through in their relationship at the end of the day. Because I like what everybody said, but I bet you ain't see Gucci get back in jail. I bet you his wife was
Right.
not for that. Okay,
Listen,
you do it
okay.
again, and I'm not going to be here. I bet you ain't know again. So at the end of the day, it's through human experience because everybody's
That
situation
is
different.
true. That definitely is true. I definitely agree with you.
But I like that you're not going to accept that same behavior afterwards. You shouldn't, because that's unhealthy.
And then it's a cycle that you keep repeating, and after a while, you
Yeah.
can't keep blaming the man or the woman. Who you can't keep blaming the person that's going to jail because you agree to those terms and regulations. If it keep happening, it's like listen, and then honestly, let's be honest. If it's like 10 years, listen, I'm gonna see you when you get out, and we can figure it out. I'm not putting 10 years of my life on hold for nobody, and then it's not guaranteed to work out when you get out. So again, we can keep
Okay,
that
yeah, I get it.
connection. Because I know you, Naya, you said, "Oh, I'm gonna hold him down." Whatever. If it's 10 plus
I'm
years,
gonna
can you
hold
do
him.
that?
I was basically saying I'm not gonna get his pussy up. That's basically what I was saying. I'm not gonna go out here and sleeping with a lot of men and going out here, not sleeping with a lot of men. I wasn't gonna go out here and just be freaking, because I was thinking about like, then you could buy toys, you could do this, you could do this. And I think I was thinking about that and elevating, like, all right, so listen, I'm gonna make sure you eat, I'm gonna make sure you cool. But while you're in there, let me put the focus all on me. Let me build that credit. Let me go buy the house. Let me go flip some houses. Let me start the business up. Let me do this and let me do that. That's what I was talking about, and that's what I was thinking about. Not that, because I always think about if I was in jail, I don't want nobody to turn their back on me. But we can't be selfish to think like, damn, this 5 I put myself in a situation and I'm about to do 5 to 10, or I don't know how this shit goes, 6 to 10. I don't know, because I'm not a jail person. However, the time frame is, but you know that you gotta go sit there and do that. And it's like, damn, now she's just about to stop me. Because some women really hold men down that long. And I feel like I'm the type of person, I still hold you down. But at the same time, I do have to live for myself and I have to live for my kids. If you're doing 10 years, so I agree with you. You do have to still move on. But it's just like, don't say the man say, you know what? I'm in jail. I got to be there for 5 years. And the next week you like, you know what? I'm done. I'm focusing on me. Like, you still got to send that man money. You can't just, that mean you really wasn't there. And that's just how I feel.
That and you can still be there for them without being in a relationship with them. You feel me?
Okay, yeah, I get that too. I agree. I understand.
Yeah, because I think, and then you
think
can
it's
tell me
about
this,
loyalty
That's
is
pretty much what I was
different.
saying. Yeah.
yeah, like you
I
can
ain't
still
got to be
be
in a
there with
relationship
them.
and still be there for me. Like
Exactly.
you can basically
Yeah.
just go do what you want to do. Like I ain't gonna be out here calling you and what you out here doing, where you at, and all
Yeah.
the extra stuff. Like nah, like go ahead and live your life. I'll be home
I'm
one
not
day.
gonna
Like
lie. I'm probably gonna do that for the first year or the first couple months. Where you at? What you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna do that for a little bit. I am. Only because you now you in here. It's like, damn, yo, I'm in here. My man out there doing God knows what. Like, you know, you are gonna do that just for a little bit. So that's why it's probably best for people to call it quits.
Yeah, and it's for the
I
time
mean, I feel
being.
like people should call it quits. If your man got a year or two, you shouldn't be. I'm probably gonna stay because while I'm staying, I'm stacking the money for me and my kids and for my man. You feel what I'm saying? If he's doing a year or two, you don't gotta run so fast. But that 5 to 10, that 10 to 20 is like
So let me say this though,
the
because
heat.
I'm a big believer of don't let your boyfriend or girlfriend get in the way of you finding your husband or wife. And let me explain that
I
to you.
agree.
Because you could meet somebody, have a deep connection with them, and you just like, damn, it's something about this person. But I got whatchamacallit, you feel me? So now I can't even act on this because I'm supposed to be in this relationship. So for me,
Is
it's
this
more
is there
so
in jail or just is just in general?
we'll definitely use jail or
Okay, jail.
or let's take it let's take it a step further. They're a paraplegic now. They paralyzed from the waist down. You feel me? So for me, it's deeper than just going to jail. It's about different things. They like you said, car accident, boom. Now he paralyzed. Like, oh, you still ride or die. Let's keep it a buck. You feel me? Because for me, and then also
We having them
1
in
year.
a wheelchair just like this, pushing them.
Yeah, but guess what? Even 1 year, 2 years, even 5 years, people change. I change every fucking year.
I
So
change every day.
for me, let's say I'm not the same person. You're not the same person. We're not compatible no more. You feel me? So I
Mhm.
do think that again, it's up to everybody's discretion. But for me, it got to be beneficial towards me. So my thing is, if it don't work for me, then I'm not going to stick around. You feel me?
I understand.
Like that's me, but that don't mean I'm not ride or die. Because again, I might still be there for you, but for me, it's definitely deeper than me proving I'm loyal to you. Like, is this mentally healthy for me to stick here and wait for you, and then you get out, and then it's not the fucking same, or I done changed and I want more now, or I met some Joan, you feel me, and I'm like, damn, I'm feeling her, and you feel me, I'm missing out on my potential wife because of this ride or die rule. You feel me?
I get it. I get what you're saying, but you did say something. You said, okay, I'm feeling this vibe with this person now. But you were just feeling that vibe with that same person too that you still with.
But
But
you ain't around for me to feel you no more. So now my
I was
eyes
just
might
speaking in general.
wander.
I wasn't speaking
No,
for
I
just
get you.
in jail. If it's that first year or two, I feel like you should hold that person down if they have a year or two. But I feel like if it's 5 10, I get why a person will move on and people should understand. I get it. I do get it. So I get that. But I'm saying in general, I feel like there's no reason why I should say, oh, this person, because I go outside all the time, right? I love my man to death, but I might see something. I'm like, oh, he a vibe. You feel what I'm saying? But that's just a vibe. Let's let that be that. But at the
And
same
guess
time, I
what?
have to go figure out more stuff because my man is a vibe too. So fuck your vibe. I'm focusing still on my man. Yeah, you was cool and all, but I'm not about to leave my nigga for you. That's just how I feel. That's just me.
Facts for sure.
Look,
All
Jameer
right.
said he don't care. Fuck. If the next bitch, if the other
And,
person got a vibe, I'm out.
and then it don't necessarily mean I'm out. Maybe I'm. You feel me? I get what you're saying. Like maybe it's not I'm out and on to the next. But maybe you know what? Let me just do me. That don't mean I'm gonna probably jump into the relationship, but
I
I'm
could
gonna
never
figure
do
out.
it.
You feel me? I'm gonna
Ever.
figure out what works for me in that moment. So for me, ride or die. Like I said, I think like ride or thrive. Like let's help each other thrive and
Right?
everything. And
Right,
then
I mean,
relationships.
loyalty to me.
And relationships got to be deeper than just like because we together and everything,
Mhm.
but more so by like because I feel like relationships should also have a foundation of a friendship as well, because then that can make it deeper and everything. If I can't but this last example, then I'm gonna get off this topic. You feel me? I was in a whole relationship. You feel me? But I only enjoyed her company when we was having sex. When
Mm.
it wasn't sex, I'm like, oh, why the fuck she here? But she live here. You feel me?
Right,
So
right,
that's me
right.
putting myself in a situation. And then again, I'm like, okay, well, I gotta stay in this joint until the lease is up because both our name on the lease. And then it didn't get to that point where I had to tell the landlord, listen, it's me or her, pick. it's me or her because it wasn't healthy no more. You feel
Sorry.
me? No, you good.
No, I get exactly what you're saying. Exactly what you're saying. That's why you gotta spice the relationship up. Like, that's why people should spice it. The sex is great with me and my man, but at the same time, I feel like I try to add new things. Like yesterday, okay, babe, want me to do your feet? Okay, did his feet for it was supposed to be a half an hour, but I made it an hour and a half. Let me make him feel good. Like, I don't want to just be, I'm here just because of her sex. I don't want to be there, and I'm glad I wasn't her that you was dating. I don't want to be just, I'm here because her vagina is good. Her vagina is good. I don't want to be there. I want to be because she's caring, because she's loving, she's understanding, she's forgiving. You know what I mean? She caters to me. I want to be that and the plus of the vajayjay.
Facts. Now I want to know from, and then we gonna really get off after this. Because I like how you did that. Now for me, I wanted a deeper intellectual connection with her. So anytime I would be, let's say we up laying in the bed at night, and I'm saying things like, "What do you see yourself in 5 years?" And she'd be like, "That's fucking stupid. What you talking about?" Like for me, if you can't connect with me here intellectually, then I'm only going to enjoy the sex, and I'm not gonna say like the pussy was 8-1. It was what it was. You feel me? But
at least
like for me, like for me, it gotta be deeper than just sex. You feel me? Because I want to like you outside of the sex, and I know for me that's more important than the sex. Now the sex is very important in a relationship. You feel me? But it ain't the number one thing. Like if I can't connect with you here intellectually, you know, we talk to each other, we help thrive, make each other thrive, then you're no good for me, because again, I felt like I had to be in that because I wanted to prove my loyalty, or I saw potential in her that she didn't see in herself. So me trying to push you to your greater self, it can seem like I'm nagging you. It can feel like, you know, come on, like why am I being bossy? But no, I see something in you that you don't see. But for me, I don't go off of potential no more. You either gotta have it or you don't. Right. I'm not gonna see your potential and you don't see your own potential. Feel me? Shana, you with us again? You like the magic box falling out of the sky.
I'm here, guys.
All right, so let's go to our next one. All right, you all. Compromising. Does compromising play a big role in a successful relationship? Should you be expected to alter yourself? Before we get to that, compromise. Do you feel like in order for a relationship to work, you have to make compromises? I'm gonna start with you, Naya.
Of course, I do feel that way. I honestly do think that way. I don't feel like you should have to change yourself completely, but I feel like, okay, this person doesn't like this, or this person loves this, but I don't love it. I'm affectionate. I'm very affectionate. I'm very emotional. I don't mind saying I love you. I don't mind showing my affection. But in my relationship, not that he's not affectionate, how he grew up, it's like he doesn't show as much, right? So I feel as though it's like, okay, I don't feel like I should stop showing my affection. I feel like he should show more. Like, you know what? I know she loves this affection. Let me give her more. Or, he likes this. I don't really like that much. But I know it makes him happy. So let me just try to do it. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, right?
I get it.
It's be compromising in the relationship. It doesn't matter if it's just not so much of something that, not just saying things in the bed. I mean, just everything overall. I pray at a certain time. He probably won't be in my face. I respect the fact that she pray at this time. Let me just, although I'd rather be in her face or be doing the do or doing whatever, I know she like to pray. So let me just back up a little bit. You know what I mean? So I feel like there should be compromises because it allows the relationship to last. It depends on the compromise, but it allows the relationship to last and go longer. So yes, I do agree. And I do think that we should compromise when it comes to certain things, not everything, but for certain things, yeah. Because sometimes what they want from you, you never knew or you never did before, and you don't know that experience. So just try it. Just try it out and see what it's like. You know what I mean? Because you might end up liking it. Like, you know what? I'm glad I tried that. I had to compromise this and stop this to try this. And then you know what? This way of doing this is actually cool. So I agree that at times you should.
I agree. All right, so let me go, and then I'm gonna go to Oz next, and then you, Shanae. All right, so I agree with you. Compromises are necessary, but I don't feel like you should lose yourself in your compromise. So let's say you grew up and you was always adamant you don't want kids, but this person does. And I know someone whose relationship likes this, where they compromise and they gave someone a kid, and then the relationship didn't work out, and then now it's like
You
I didn't
stuck
even
with
want a
it.
kid. I didn't even want a kid, but I did it for him. Like I feel like don't do the shit unless you willing to like accept it. So for me, compromise, try to meet the person halfway, but don't lose yourself in
Yeah,
the compromisation of it
yeah.
all. Like for
Mhm.
me, I want kids, you feel me? And then there's some days where I don't know if I do want kids, you know. So for me, let's say I meet a female and she don't want kids, you know. I don't think it's up to me to convince her to have kids unless she come up to that decision or that a pit or that dilemma and she change it on her own. You
Yeah,
feel me? So let's say even another scenario, you know, I want to live close to my family and she want to move out of state. Like I feel like we could compromise somewhere in the middle, but don't again, I think it's all about meeting a person in the middle. Don't fully give up and don't make compromises and the other person not making compromises, because then that's when you're losing yourself in your relationship and you're doing everything one-sided and it's not being met in the middle. So I feel like compromises got to be met in the middle. It shouldn't be you making the compromises all the time, you making the sacrifices all the time. Meet me in the middle. That way I don't feel like I'm losing myself, or I don't feel
right.
like it's only me making the compromises and you basically, you know, making the rules and everything. But what's your thoughts on that, bro?
I feel as though it's always gonna be good and bad qualities in the person that you see, like vice versa, both ways in the relationship. So you always gonna have to make compromises. Like it just depends on what they are. Like so basically, yeah, like basically it just depends on like how big or small they are. Like some
Mhm.
things you can change, but if it's like I don't know, for like driving instantly. Like if I drive fast or like I'm driving like not fast, but like I drive like how I drive, like you probably not gonna be able to change how I drive. I've been driving like this for however long I've been driving for, so that's probably gonna be something I won't change. But you want me to try this new food or whatever, or a certain food that I ain't tried? Ah, yeah, I'll try. You like it or whatever, or something like that. Like different, like little different things like that, basically. But you always going to
Mhm.
compromise the relationship, no matter what, whether it's big or small.
Facts, facts. What you think of it, Shanae?
I think compromise is absolutely necessary. Compromise is just reaching an agreement, a settlement, even a dispute with another person. So in a relationship, definitely compromise. It's just y'all coming to an agreement or a disagreement or something.
Yeah, I
However,
agree
on
with.
them all the
I
time.
agree with both of y'all.
That's what a relationship is all about, compromise. And I think that
Yeah,
people get twisted that if you want to do what you want to do, be single. If you want to be in a relationship, you have to compromise. Point blank
yep,
period.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Facts, facts,
That's true.
yeah. And again, I like how Amir put it, basically like little things. Like, okay, I could try something, but if I got to make life
Right.
altering decisions and it's not what I really want to do, but I feel like I'm doing it, then all I'm going to do is resent you. I feel like that's gonna create resentment. Every time you look at
Right.
little John, it's like I didn't even want this damn baby, but I did
I
it for
got a good
you.
example. I, I,
What's it? Is
I
it,
got a
bro?
good example, right?
Mhm,
All right, I smoke a lot, right? So say if I'm dealing with like I don't got no kids myself.
mhm,
So say if I'm dealing with a female who got a child and we depend or like we wind up moving in together or something like that. I know how it is around kids. I wouldn't even want to smoke around a child. So
Me
basically,
either. It's
it's
another
like
thing.
where would the compromise come in like with that or whatever? Like you feel what I'm saying? So because like you like right now I smoke in my room, I smoke in my car, I smoke. You feel me? Like wherever I'm at,
mhm.
basically. So it's like I would have to compromise with whoever I'm dealing with at the time
Yeah.
about stuff like that, like little things like that or whatever, basically. Like go
What
from
if
me
the
Definitely.
smoking.
But what if the compromise is good for you, but you just don't want to do it because that's something that you're used to doing?
Yeah.
You said driving fast, smoking. Why wouldn't you? I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but why wouldn't you
Yeah.
want to stop driving fast? I had friends who died in a car accident. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because I lost people. I've been doing this before I met you. Don't try to change me, because when I go into a relationship, I make a lot of suggestions and I say a lot of things, and people are like, you too controlling. You trying to run me. No, what I'm saying is actually good for you, but you just don't want to hear it because you're used to
Right.
doing things a certain way. And the woman before you didn't say nothing because they just wanted to be with you. Yeah, I want to be with you. Yeah, I'm in love with you. But at the same time, I'm suggesting these things and saying these things because it's what's best for you. I'm not trying to control you. It's just
Yep.
what's best for you.
I
Yep.
agree.
So I agree with what you said. I agree with what I said. Now I feel like the compromise is like, okay, let me not smoke around a child, but let's say she wants you to stop smoking altogether. It's like, listen, there gotta be a decision
All right,
I
now
make
look,
for
no, look. Let me
myself.
say this.
I
The
I
mean,
single
agree. That's
driving the car
different.
fast. All right, well
Say it
now we're
again, bro.
driving the car fast. If I'm with her, if she in the car with me, I'm not going to drive fast. I'm not an
Nope.
argumentative person. I don't want to be arguing. So I'm just going to drive fast with you. When I'm by myself, I'm going to drive how I like to drive. Now, as far as the smoking thing, I got my marijuana license, so it's not really much you can argue about.
even if
Yeah.
you wish you like, babe, but your lungs, babe, cancer, and babe, this and babe, that, and babe.
I'll
You
be like,
gotta deal with.
evidently, I got
Like that's
medical
because
marijuana card.
everybody's
It's
I'm the
You
only
need
Yeah.
legitimate.
to
non-smoker.
No,
you
Y'all
I
should
get
know,
it.
one thing
compromise,
about
but stay true
smokers,
to
they gonna defend
yourself.
themselves.
I
Yeah,
need it.
but
Medicinal.
exactly, but that take me back to the thing. Like you compromise, but you don't lose yourself in your compromise. Okay, she got a kid,
Yes.
and then honestly, I've been in a relationship with people where they didn't mind smoking around a kid, but I was like, oh hell no, I don't want to smoke around your kid. You feel me?
Yes.
So for
I like
me,
that. People
it's
smoke
like
cigarettes and everything. Like, what are
exactly.
you doing?
Listen,
And,
I got a family member. He got his own house, right? He
Mhm.
don't smoke in the house at all. Like at all. He won't smoke in his house at all.
I mean,
He got his
yeah,
little he
you
got his little oils and stuff before he go back in. He put them on and all that. Like you'll never know he's smoking unless you look at his eyes.
If I had it, if I can control everything
And
in
if
this world, I feel like nobody should smoke in their house. Like, ew, it.
oh,
Do it on
yeah, I
the
smoke in
balcony. Do
mine.
it outside because it gets
all right,
cold.
now now
uh
let me say this.
I smoke
Do it
In a
on the
in.
relationship,
balcony.
no, look, let me say this. In a
Do it
relationship, would
on
it
the
be cool?
balcony.
Would it be fine if like he had his own smoke room? If he was like if like he smoked?
Yeah, you gotta
If you
compromise.
had a house and there was
See the
more than 3 to 4 bedrooms, you have your room, go do that. Just don't let it come in the living room. I don't want to smell in the kitchen. I don't want
Right.
to smell on my clothes. If we have a house, then go do it in your room. Don't you have your own separate room? Do your thing, babe. I can't say
All
do
right.
your
the
thing, babe.
compromise. You
And,
gotta
Don't come
and
up to
I'm
the
okay.
game room. Don't come
What
in here.
about listen? I'm okay with somebody smoking if they're productive. I don't like the smokers that spend their last
But
$5.
by that time, Naya, if he in
Okay,
your house, I would assume
Or,
that he's doing
or
what
they
he's
just
supposed to
gotta
do.
smoke. I gotta smoke to eat. I gotta smoke to breathe.
okay,
gotta
I
smoke to
get what
eat.
Naya, I get what Naya's
Damn.
saying. I get what Naya's saying because again, I'm a smoker, but I get it. I don't want to be too codependent on it. So for me, for myself, when I start making decisions where I'm buying weed instead of paying my bills, that's when I check myself,
And there's a
and
lot of people
then
like that.
and then I deprive myself. When I say deprive myself, I take a break from it because there are times where I do like, oh, hold on, I don't want to eat yet. I want to get high first. Not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but there
I
would
know
be
what you're
times
talking about.
where let's say I hit up the weed guy and he don't answer. I'm fucking pissed off, but like, yo, I'm really just fucking mad. I'm like, you know what, this ain't fucking normal. You feel me? Let me not be so codependent on it like that. I wanna do it, but I feel like I need it. You feel me?
Right,
Like
right.
that's more so
Right.
for me. So let's get to the
That's
next one
a
because
conversation
that's
because we can
yeah,
go all day about
yeah.
that.
I want to try to get us out of here before the 60-minute mark, but obviously we're gonna go past that. I don't know if y'all can see the live thing right there.
I can see
Yeah,
7
we
57.
minutes.
Yep.
did.
Yeah, we have 37. All right, but we
Okay.
obviously gonna go over it. But let's get past this next one. All right, so when it comes to relationships and leaving relationships or staying in them, can you tell when it's time to move on from a toxic relationship in comparison to fixing a toxic relationship?
Ooh,
Now,
I
I
like
feel
this.
like
Then.
there we go. I like that, because again, sometimes relationships are not perfect, and then there are times we gotta make decisions on if you're going to stay and try to make it work,
Yeah.
or if it got to the point where it's unworked outable and you have to leave. So let me start with you, Naya. When do you
Wow.
know it's time for you to move on from a toxic relationship in comparison to fixing a toxic relationship?
I know when to move on from a toxic relationship when it becomes abusive, physically abusive. When it becomes physically abusive, I think that it's the time to pack your shit, your things, and it's time to go. Because no one should ever get you to the point where you're actually physically putting hands on each other. Now people are going to say some things in relationships, and sometimes people say verbal abuse is worse than physical abuse. That's true. But when it comes physical, it's time for me to roll. As far as in the mental abuse, which would be verbal abuse, it can be just as bad, but the hands is when I think people should, remove themselves from a relationship. Um, I believe I'm a prayer, so I pray every day, all the time. So I pray about everything. So I feel like God can change every situation, and if you give it to God, you believe it, it's gonna work. So in my relationships that I ever had, and even in my current relationship, anything that I go through, I pray. So I sit back and allow God, which I see Him doing, work things out. But if it's a situation that's like, it's pop, 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 and putting the hands, it's time for y'all gotta go separate ways. What people gotta understand is relationships is not perfect. Every day is not going to be peaches and creams. It's not. It's just not. I don't know why people think that you're going to disagree. You're going to argue. You're going to go through things. That does not mean, oh, it's toxic, we got to leave. You might have a toxic month out your year in your relationship. Okay. Or 2 weeks. Okay. Stick by your partner. Try to figure something out. If you can't figure something out, if you believe in God, pray about it. Sit back and let it work. Let God work. Honestly, everything doesn't have people think. The thing is with people is like when something goes wrong, people give up too fast. I fight. I'm a fighter. So if something goes wrong, you work it out.
All right, so let me I agree with most of what you said. The one part where you said that people give up too fast. Sometimes it may not even be give up too fast. Listen, you can never get your time back. Right now, it is 8:26 on Tuesday, July 27th, 2021. It'll never be this time again. So for me, my time is valuable. So it ain't really about giving up too fast. It's more and again, I agree with everything you said. I feel like people do things in their own time. So for me, if I realize, like you said, for you, it's more so when they get physical. I feel like for me, the verbal abuse, you feel me? Like that's when it's time to get out of it.
I mentioned it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you said that, but you also said that like for you, it's time to move on when they get physical. I feel like the verbal abuse most of the time it start with verbal abuse and then they get physical. You feel me? And then at that point, when they get physical, when they get physical, I feel like now it's too late. You feel me? I feel like unless you've been,
I get what you're saying. You that too. Exactly. You gotta that. It depends on what they're saying because you're gonna argue. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna argue. You're gonna have disagreements. That's gonna happen. It happens, but I'm just saying, basically, just because it happens, don't mean you have to run so fast. But people feel like, we had this one little argument and disagreement, it's over with. And people the thing is, people are unforgiving. People hold grudges, and people have pride issues. Those things is what causes relationships to end because you can't forgive a person. I have all this pride. What am I forgiving you? Then you gonna think you can do what you want. You know what I'm saying? People. Those things, pride and unforgiveness, really work hand in hand. And that's the causes of those relationships to be toxic. Because you can say, you know what, babe, I was wrong. I apologize. I'm sorry. You can say that, but then your partner people like, man, I ain't trying to hear that. So that's what keeps it going. But when two people are on the same page, you know, when we're arguing about something that we really could have talked out, a lot of situations and a lot of problems in relationship can be communicated and talked out and worked out. We just drag stuff along because we too prideful. We can't forgive. That's the problem.
Sometimes we're too prideful, and I get that. And then sometimes we bond, and sometimes we bond over trauma or toxicity. So that's what's keeping us together. The fact that we, have trauma bonds, and sometimes toxic relationships, you don't see how toxic it was until you get out of it. So I know for me, my last relationship, you feel me? I accepted the verbal abuse. I accepted the mental abuse, and then it got to the point where she started to put her hands on me and everything. But guess what? It's if a woman put her hands on a man, sometimes that's looked at as normal. And then I had to realize to myself, that's not normal. That's why for me going forward, it ain't the physical abuse because I left. We separated once it got physical, and then I blacked out. You feel me? One time, and I retaliated like Jody from Baby Boy. So for me, it wasn't like I was actively trying to beat your ass or whatever, but I blacked out, and I might have pushed you a little too hard. And then, you didn't hit your head or whatever. And now you out there portraying me like I'm Ike Turner. So for her, she started to change the narrative. Like I was the abusive one. So for me, I know that I would never accept physical abuse, mental abuse no more. So for me to answer the question, I'm gonna pass it off to Amir. For me, I'm like when it's time for me to move on is when a verbal abuse start, when it's disrespectful, you calling me out my name, bullshit like that. Like to me, going forward, that's when it's time for me to leave.
I agree with that too.
You
I
know,
would say for me it was more physical, but I do agree with you. As far as in verbal, it depends on what you're saying. I'm not gonna call a guy a P word. I'm not gonna say
oh,
you a
say it. Say the
PIT.
word.
Oh, we can say it here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna be like, you a pussy, you a bitch, you a fat. I don't do all that. I don't call men out their names. Sometimes I'll let you say what you're gonna say. Because at the end of the day, you gonna say what you're gonna say. I'm not gonna say nothing because it gives you time to think like, damn, she didn't even reflect back. She didn't say nothing back. Now you're gonna be like, damn, maybe I should go apologize because she didn't even say nothing. You know what I mean? And another thing what we gotta realize, just because a person act out don't mean we gotta act out. Sometimes you gotta let fools be fools alone. I don't gotta be foolish because you being a fool. You know what I mean?
No,
So that's
fact.
what you're doing? Okay. And a lot of people, like you said trauma bound. So a lot of people are products of their environment. They grew up with that messiness. So that's all they know. They don't even mean it. That's all they know. All I know is to run, to protect myself, and to argue, to fight, to argue, because that's what I grew up. I grew up in a house where everybody was arguing. I grew up in a house where it was dysfunction. You know what I mean? And we were fighting, and that's how we got through. But we still loved each other, though. So people know love from that.
Which is toxic. You feel me?
It is toxic, but that's their
Nah.
form of love because that's all they know. You're a product of your environment. You know what I mean? And it's up
Facts.
to you to explore. But go ahead.
All right, so let's let Amir go. So, what's your opinion on that? Like, when do you know it's time for you to exit the relationship, as
Pretty
opposed
much,
to preparing it?
it pretty much depends on how much we arguing and what is we arguing over. Like how often is we arguing and then like what is the arguments about? All right, if it's something about like something small, me coming in late one night or something like that, all right, that's
I
normal
hate that
stuff.
late stuff.
Like we
Come
gonna
on.
argue in a relationship, but if it's like an everyday consistent thing or whatever, but I'm not for that. Like I'm not an argumentative person. But mainly for me, it's like cheating thing. Once like even if you talking to other dude or something like that, and that's like a dude talking to another female or anything, like on both parts or whatever. Like once it get to that, it's like you entertaining another person. So like the relationship is basically like you looking for other options. So
And I also want to,
man,
and even to add to that, because I agree with you 100%. And it was something that you said, Naya. Whereas I know for me, you said something about apologies. And there were times where I would say to her, "You don't have to apologize," but I don't think I really meant that. I feel like a real person, if you're truly sorry about what you did, then you're gonna apologize for it anyway. You feel me? Like for me, I know that, and then that was my toxic trait because I was saying to her, oh, you ain't gotta apologize, but deep down that shit was really fucking with me. So her not knowing when to apologize or saying, well, you said I ain't have to. Yeah, I said that, but if you truly was sorry about your actions, because again, I go off of your actions, not your words. So you're going to say, I'm not going to do this no more. But if you're not immediately saying, listen, I know you said I don't have to apologize, but I'm sorry anyway, because I don't think that I should have done that to you. So I know for me, going forward, that's another thing too. Like I want my apologies. You feel me? Whether it's you cheating on me, you putting your hands on me, you disrespecting me. Like I want my apologies because that shit was festering and festering to the point where I became like that pot of water on the stove where that shit boiling and then the fucking water ran out and then that shit just catch on fire.
But everybody is not held to that accountability to apologize. So some people, again, it goes back to how you were raised. It was hard for my mom to say, I apologize, I'm sorry. So for me, growing up, it was very hard when I know I was wrong. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you.
And that's not a real apology. I don't like that.
Again, so that's what I'm saying. Because you become that product of your environment. You know what I mean? But now I would know I messed up. I should never said that. I never should have did that. But it was hard for me to say. I felt weak to say, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I apologize. One, because I'm a softie too. And on top of me being a softie, I gotta say I apologize and I'm sorry. I'm wrong. To say, you know what, I was wrong. You know that's hard for a lot of people. And it was hard for me back in the day. But now I was like, all right, babe, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Facts. And that take me to this, and then I'm gonna let Sinead talk because you know she keep falling out the sky like Satan. So I want to say this. So I agree with you. And then like you say, sometimes it's our upbringing. And then you know, a lot of us was brought up not in the most healthiest upbringing. So I know for me, I had to unlearn some toxicity and train myself how to go moving forward. So after a while, you got to raise yourself. you gotta, become the best version of yourself. So some
Yeah.
things that you, and then a lot of that take with accountability, like you said. So you sometimes when you hold other people accountable, you gotta hold yourself accountable and everything. I can't expect this out of you, and I'm not doing the same for myself. So I know for me, I had to unlearn a lot of my toxic traits. I had to admit that I was toxic as well, because I feel like we throw the toxic word the other way and we don't look at ourselves. So for me, I had to unlearn my toxic traits. I had to solidify what I was going to put up with going forward, and then for me, set my standards higher, because again, we were taught to just deal with it. Oh, that shit happened, and that's true. Shit is going to happen, but I'm not going to be having unnecessary arguments unless we come into a solution. If we argue every time and we don't get to no solution, it's the same fucking argument, then that shit is going to build up, and then it's going to become toxic to the 10th power. So now it might turn into some physical shit, or some shit where I'm calling you a bitch and I don't really mean it, but it's like you pissing me off. And my toxic trait at the time probably was to call you out your name, because you keep calling me out my name. Like you said, Naya, both of us arguing, like it don't mean you gotta react, but I didn't know not to react. Oh, she being disrespectful. Fuck you then, bitch. You feel me? Not saying that that's how I was raised and that's what I meant, but it was a reaction to her actions. You feel me?
Everything could be fixed, though. By the way, I just wanted to just throw that out there.
Facts.
Everything could be fixed if y'all both agree on it. And even sometimes, if the person don't want to, once you change, it forces the other person to change. It does. Because I'm not like that no more. What you're saying to me, it doesn't affect me no more. I'm not responding to you the way I used to respond to you. So you know what? She's growing, she's maturing. Although I can't do it, now I'm learning from this person. I just want to say that for those.
All right. Facts. So now let's let Shanae get her viewpoint in and everything. So, when do you know the question? I'm gonna reiterate it for you.
Yes, please.
You talk. All right. Yeah. So, when do you know it's time for you to move on from a toxic relationship as opposed to repairing that toxic relationship?
When there is a lack of respect on either end, that's when it's time to go. Because once you lose respect for somebody, it's a break. And we know, deep down inside, we know it's up to us whether we want to do the right thing. Just like Naya was saying, like, you might do something that's good for you, and then there's some things where we want to sit and be like, all right, well, we know for real, I shouldn't be dealing with this person, but we're going to deal with this person anyway, because it might make us feel good, it might make us feel secure and stuff like that. But I feel as though once the lack of respect is gone on either end, that's when it's toxic. Because once you lose respect for somebody, it's all off. Then somebody you respect, you're never going to respect. So period. That's it.
I agree with you. All right, y'all. So we kind of definitely went past our time, and it's getting closer. So final remarks, and let's try to keep these ones short. Final remarks. Going forward with your relationships, what is one expectation you have? And I don't believe in expectations sometimes, but what's one expectations you expect out of your significant other or others? And what's one thing you're not putting up with? I'll start with you, Naya.
Okay. Expectation for me is definitely loyalty. I'm loyal, so I expect my partner to be loyal and to be honest. So loyal and honesty kind of run hand in hand. So I expect if you want me to be loyal, you got to be loyal too. Because a lot of times in relationships, the opposite partner, regardless if it's the girl or the guy, they expect loyalty for you, but they can't give it back. I need a person that's loyal. So I expect the person to definitely be loyal. And something I don't really tolerate is that whole cheating and lying thing. I don't like cheating and liars. I don't like cheaters and liars, because I don't do it. Because if that was the case, then we should have been single. Like you said, had that conversation before you get into these relationships. Liars, because my mom always told me, if you're a liar, you're a thief. And if you're a thief, you're a liar. So if you lying to me, then you'll steal from me. That's just how I look at stuff. So you have to keep it real with me, and you have to be honest. Because it matters.
All right. Yeah. All right. So, Shanae, what about you?
I expect respect, and what I won't tolerate is disrespect, period. Respect me as a person, as a woman, as an overall. If this is something that you want to condone doing to your mother, your grandmother, then don't do it to me. Same vice versa. If this is something I wouldn't, if my nephew if this little girl cheating on him, I wouldn't condone this. It's a respect thing. That's all I'm gonna say. I just expect a lot of respect, and I don't tolerate disrespect, and that's just on that.
Period.
All right, what about
I agree.
you, bro? What's up with you, Amir?
I expect loyalty basically, and just a girl with a good work ethic. Like a good work ethic. Pretty much, basically, like it can be anything. She just wants to succeed in life or better herself, or like any little thing she doing or whatever. She just like she basically like she got something going on for herself. Like she's not just
Oh, he
depending
want a
on her.
boss.
Nah, not a boss, but like
I'm
basically like you can have dreams and aspirations or whatever, and like I can help you get there too or whatever. Like we can work together pretty much. And something
right.
I'm not gonna tolerate is lying, and I hate being
Right.
told that I'm lying.
Mm-mm-mm.
I
Like
agree
don't
If you
with
got
tell
that.
me
that
I'm
respect, you're not
lying.
gonna lie.
At the end of the day, I don't live my life to lie to nobody. You shouldn't live your life to lie to nobody either. If you
You
can't tell
shouldn't
them the
lie.
truth, then you shouldn't be conversating with them.
I've been praying about
Facts,
it lately.
facts. All right, so I know for me,
For real though.
and then we about to get out of here because I gotta go. So I know for me, more so, I'm a real big mental person. So I know for me, it's just really more so about making sure that. So one of my expectations is that you did the work on your mental health. And for me,
Right.
it's just like, not allowing, your upbringing to be an excuse for the reason you act the way you act. Oh, I was raised like this, like just never taking accountability. So for me, one of my
Right.
expectations is for you to take accountability for your actions, do better, elevate yourself and everything,
Yeah.
and and make sure that we doing mental check-ins with each other, because I feel like that get pushed to the wayside. And one thing I'm not putting up with is for me, more so disrespect, like y'all said, but I'm gonna take it a step further. Just no abuse of any form. You feel me? So
Yes.
mentally abusing me, emotionally, financially, none
Right.
of that. You feel me? Like I'm not accepting the abuse of it all. And we ain't
Yes.
even get into the physical part. Like if you are
Right.
coming in between me and my mental health, then you're not good for me. And one of my favorite quotes I like to say is expect what you accept. So if you accept that behavior,
Yeah.
then expect that behavior and
Right.
everything. But I'm happy, y'all. We did our first episode today. So before we do close
Woo!
out, there we go. Before we do close out, I definitely do want to just we're gonna go down the line. You're gonna drop, your socials, whatever, you feel me, where people can follow you, all that good stuff and everything. So I'll start. So you can follow me on IG, Instagram at Jameer, JERMIR, 3 underscores. You can follow Ask the Culture Turns also on Instagram, at Ask the Culture Turns. That's on Facebook as well. And if you want to find me on Facebook, Jameer Caldwell. Naya.
All right. For me, you can follow me at Naya_Rose. So that's NYAH_ROZZAYY on Instagram.
All right. Shanae.
And make sure y'all look me up on Instagram. It's your girl Bad Boo Thing. That's Bad BOOTHANG. Not sang. Okay. And then make sure y'all also check out my business as well. And that's Flaws in All Beauty
Hey.
2017. Yes. Check me
Hey.
out.
All right. What's up with you, and bro? What's up with you?
On Instagram, Sun Village Jimmy, SUNVILLAGEJIMMY. Pretty much right there.
Hey.
I think
There
y'all
you
can
go.
see it.
I know I should pull mine up.
Don't
Hey, that's
forget
what's
to
up.
follow as a culture turns.
Follow
Facts,
as the
facts,
culture turns.
Period.
facts. Do that. And again, y'all, thank y'all. You feel me? This is our first episode. Again, I think this was good. We're going to definitely get better as things go and everything. But again, I just want to remind everybody, because this is its own show. This is not a replacement of what the last show was. This is literally a different show where we're going to be more raw. And again, next time you can curse, so you can curse for sure and everything. And we going to take it there and everything. You feel me? So again, I appreciate the three of y'all. I feel like we all got something to bring. And
Thank
yeah, it's
you.
almost time for me to
I
get the fuck
appreciate
out of
it.
here. So
Yes,
I
yes.
see y'all. I see y'all. I see y'all. I see y'all.
All right, y'all.